Get at it. You know, I don't know. Sometimes the score is almost secondary, so to speak, but it's the spectacle of it all, what everyone looks forward to every February.
Absolutely, and we have our tip-off. Rastami gets it, and GG's will get their first possession. Calvin's got it, the fifth-year guard out of Toronto. Been an absolute stud this season, but he loses the handle on the first possession. And 2-2. First bucket of the game for the Ravens, 2-0, early going for Carleton.
And that's, of course, something we've seen before. Open it up. They love to run bodies at you, you know, tire you out big time. You know, a turnover, very, very, very nearly another one. Quick, fast breakdown at the other end, and before you know it, like 2-0 turns into 5-0, turns into 10-0 when you're playing Carleton. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, Carleton first in the OUA. They're 19-0 on the season, so they haven't lost all season long. And GG's are trying to make it so that this is their first one, and it's a bad start for them. Beautiful finish by Yassine Joseph through contact.
And both times on the other end, you know, at least forcing the Ravens to pump fake in the air, but just not able to finish.
And there we get our first finish from Rastami off the offensive rebound, 4-2. A couple easy layups for both sides so far.
And there they are, not afraid to attack the rim, and they'll beat you from everywhere. The three-point line, the free throw line, most of the defensive end just to make you tired, but you literally cannot let your foot off the gas. Anywhere from this 50 to 94-foot, you know, area against Carleton. They've got you covered everywhere.
Yeah, Carleton, Ottawa, both top 3 in the OUA in three-pointers made. So you can see them light it up from beyond the arc, but both of these teams have the capability to knock it down inside. And 2-2 makes the first free throw at the line now for the second one. And he gets it to go. So it's 6-2 early, 4-point lead for Carleton.
And there's Ottawa U's star right there, Calvin Epistola, trying to get into it early.
And the three is good for Minger. Knocks it down from beyond the arc.
Carleton tried that little sneak attack, that little high-low when you least expect it. You know, almost 2 decades I've been watching them. You know, you're frustrated if you're an opponent. They use that every single time.
And that's going to be goaltending. Didn't go through the rim, but that's a 3 points good from Calvin. It popped it out, exactly. But like you were mentioning, you're mentioning that Carleton can go on a quick run. Same goes for the GGs. That's back-to-back threes, 8-6, the quick early lead.
It's the easiest 3 you're ever going to get against Carleton, that's for sure.
Joseph guarded by Minger, the defensive ace on this team. Ball's on the ground, gets it out. And lucky to get to Gabrickadin. That's a tough 3. Knocked in from Marcus Anderson, the 5th-year sociology major out of Brampton. Beautiful finish, weaving in and out of the defense was Calvin Epistola. Gets the bucket to go.
He had a great game the last time these two teams played. I believe got close to 30 points. I don't have the number in front of me, but
yeah, 30 points.
Largely had his way, kind of all over the offensive end. Very confident in knocking down those mid-range jumpers. You know, he doesn't score under 20 today. It's going to be tough for the GGs to win. I think he's going to have to be at the top of his game, and maybe even more than that.
Yeah, and he has to be at the top of his game. Just picks up the steal there, but so do other members of this team. Not able to finish there because Calvin had 30, but the team scored 65 last time these two teams met, so they're going to have to get some offense from both sides. Here's 2-2 guarded by Epistola. Calls the pick from Gabrickadon. And he throws that one cross-court into the 4th row of the stands.
It was a nice move there. Like, he forced Epistola to go around the other side of the pick instead of sticking with him. He had the space. The pass just went a little too far.
Yeah, idea was there. Just want to be a little bit crisper on all those passes. Just under 3 minutes gone in this first quarter. Gage Sabian double teamed, gets it to Calvin. Calling out his play, gets the pick, works around it. Boris drives baseline. Kicks it to the other side. Sabian from the corner. Gets the bounce. Offensive rebound. And Pepin will head to the line.
Good positioning there by Pepin, directly underneath, anticipating where that three-point shot was going to go. As GG's have a substitution, Sean Stoqua, local product, into the game.
Out from Stittsville. I'm sure he's got some family in the stands, making the half-hour trek to here.
His high school coach, Tony House, has a commitment tonight with his charity event, the Kaleidoscope of Hope. So Tony not able to cheer Sean in from the front row here tonight.
I'm sure he's cheering in spirit, though.
Oh, yeah. Went to Sacred Heart, as did Vickers Gill. Used to play here. Basketball Factory.
A couple of shots from the line were good. And now we get a three-pointer from Carleton. Goes in. That was Isaiah Osborne, the fourth year out of Windsor. And Stoqua loses the handle. Osborne goes up, finishes with the slam. Two hands for safety.
That fires up the bench every single time. All of them up. And we've got a foul across the way. It's going to be on, I think, on Connor Vreeken.
I think it was on actually Osborne. I don't know if it was for maybe holding on to the rim too long. Maybe a little bit of a warning.
Okay.
Oh, no, it was on Alain Louis.
Yeah, okay. I thought there was 2 threes. I saw the referee.
Calvin driving baseline, loses the handle into the hands of Muniz Tutu. Boris Minger denying the opportunity, not able to get a great shot out, and Calvin goes down the other side.
Nice head fake by Calvin there, keeping the Ravens defense guessing.
Pepin driving, picks up his dribble. Shot clock down to 6. You hear it from the bench. Calvin steps back, hand in his face.
Probably got a piece of it.
Game tied at 14. Muniz Tutu driving, and they kick it out. Alain Louis driving baseline. Tutu the three, and just rims out. Rebound Stoqua.
The horse race so far, it's already 14-14. We're not even at the halfway point.
And Stoqua makes it 17-14. Just stops and pops for three.
I think more than Canadian Tire Center, I feel like these players are getting used to this environment just a little quicker. The pace is there. They're finishing their baskets. I think everyone likes the new home.
An offensive foul called on Charles-Antoine Gaba. And one thing that's really nice, too, about this game here at TD Place was this court is pretty much brand new. It's only the second time that they've ever used it. So it's quite new. There's no real cracks in the floor. It's beautifully done.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just nice for the players, too. We were mentioning before that the black all around each side, there's no real confusion. It's nice and simple for the players, nice and easy to see.
Heard before the game that it was used in, one G League game? So it's been used once, but otherwise a brand new floor. I like it too. Looking forward to seeing it this summer with the Jackrabbits. Obviously, we're going to have the Final 8 here in March. It's going to be pretty exciting.
Yes, it will. And Osborne, the spin, loses his defender, but he passed it up. Alain Louis, as the shot clock winds down, and he gets the bucket to go.
Just look at that floater. It was a nice finish.
Just hanging in the air, gets it to go. Kevin Seville in, gets it to Thomas Chilton. There's a reach in from Alain Louis. Taffy Charles not liking that one, head coach of these 19-0 Carleton Ravens.
Just as animated as Dave Smart, if you ask me. It's always entertaining to see the passion.
Hard to be as animated as Dave Smart, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Taffy is. I've seen him a bunch of times, coaching the women's team. Obviously a long-time assistant with the men's team. A lot of success for Taffy. Just 2 years ago, Carleton undefeated the women's team, going all the way to the national championship. So, big change for Taffy, but at the same time, going back to a program he used to be involved in as a player and an assistant coach. So, a lot of loyalty over on that side.
Yeah, always good to see someone rise up the ranks in their one team, nice and loyal, able to build a nice fan base. Osborne nowhere to go, double teamed. Little short jumper is good for Binyam Gabrikadan. Kevin Seville, nice and bright with those orange shoes.
Yeah. Contrast against the black baseline, eh?
Yeah, very easy to see. Can't hide anymore. Minger not able to find anything. And there's the offensive foul, good. Osborne thought he had it. But a great take by Stoqua to draw the charge and force the turnover.
And there we see that basket earlier. You have to take advantage of those opportunities, and back the other way, there was the charge. The local Sacred Heart product, Sean Stoqua. Swan song for him. Transfer, I believe, was a year he spent at Acadia. Back here, his hometown. Good pickup by the GG, smart player.
Seville out to Stoqua. Stops and pops from 18 feet, and he drops it in. That's 5 for him on the night.
GG's making the most of their opportunities in that mid-range jumper area, and overall, making sure their spacing is in order. You got to make sure everything is in order against Carleton, and they're certainly making it a point to make sure that happens.
Sabian for 3. A fight for the rebound, and we've got a player down.
He's up.
He's up, good to see. But we get a whistle. We're going to see what they call.
He's going to sub out.
That's Stanley Mayambo, who's able to get back in the play. Carleton now with the inbounds. That's Lloyd Pandy, not able to get the finish to go.
Little collision there with Kevin Civil.
And it's GG's ball. So 2:20 remaining in this first quarter. It's 19-18, quite high scoring. GG's up 1. We've had quite a few lead changes. 5 points for Stoqua.
Yeah, a little unusual. Usually at these games, it's not exactly a track meet. Historically, both teams shoot a lower percentage, I find, at these games. Not the case here.
Yeah, you always
getting after it.
You always see. I was chatting with Coach Andy Sparks of the women's GG's team, and he said that the challenge is just kind of getting you focused and not worrying too much about all the crowds. That applies to all these teams, and you just got to stay focused. And clearly, these men are on their games early on.
Oh, yeah.
Still 2 minutes to go. That's Warren Holtz with it, the lefty. Jacine Joseph inside. The layup is good. And that was Lloyd Pandy, number 41. The first year from right here in Ottawa. Seville thought about the drive.
A little ISO here.
Thomas Chilton a little bit strong on that left-handed. Marlin was looking to punch that rebound out, but not able to get it. And it's Ravens ball up 1. Pandy goes behind the back, not able to shake Chilton.
Yeah, he didn't bite on the head fake there. He was challenging him to take the mid-range jumper. He didn't bite, went inside. Defensive adjustment was good, unlike the last trip down the floor.
But it went out of bounds off of a GG's leg. So it will be Ravens will inbound on the baseline. Joseph driving, kicking the three-pointer. Well off target, but able to pick up off the deflection, the offensive rebound. 2-2 open for three. That one's strong. And Seville with a very strong rebound.
They're lucky there, but it's absolutely backbreaking to give up an offensive rebound. And again,
huge block by 2-2. An outstretched Seville layup was swatted away.
Good stand-up defense right there by Marlin underneath. Terrific move.
Stoqua for three. Just off target with the rebound. Goes Carleton.
Sharing the rebound there with Stoqua. I like to see that.
Sharing is caring. 18 seconds remaining in this first quarter. GG's will get a shot for the final possession. They're down one. See if they can take a lead going into the break. Seville fights around. Gibrikadan. Marlin not able to get the layup to go, but he does head to the line with just under 4 seconds left.
Rostami, as you said, just 6'10", using his height smartly underneath the basket when he had to block a shot, the other way down the floor. Simply put his hands up, changed his shot, made the stop, getting rewarded for it at the other end.
So Marlin, the first one, knocks out. See if he can tie this game up at 20.
Leads Ottawa, actually, in shooting nearly 59% from the field. Gets both free throws as well.
Sorry, just gets one free throw. That was a split, 20-20. Ravens have 4 seconds left. And the three blocked and sent into the crowd by Gage Sabian. And that's the end of the first quarter. What a great start this has been.
Yeah, great start there and a ballsy play, obviously. You don't want to foul the jump shooter, but he was right there. We talked about this focus the entire way. The focus is there. They're making the plays. It's a high-scoring game. They might tighten up the defense. Let's see how it goes.
Now, so we'll be back in a few moments here on OUA.tv and CBCSports.ca for the second quarter action for the Capital Hoops Classic. Welcome back inside cbcsports.ca and OUA.tv. Chris Curry's alongside Greg Gallagher. And it's a close one. This was a pretty nice first quarter for both sides. A lot of high scoring. And right now it's 20-18. Carleton Ravens have got a 2-point lead.
Yeah, not a lot jumping out on the statistical side. A couple of first quarter stats to throw your way. Obviously a 20-18 lead for the Ravens. Turnovers, 3 for Carleton, 6 for Ottawa is honestly the biggest one that jumps out here. Both teams with 2 offensive rebounds. Ottawa leading the rebounding battle 10-8. Looking to get those second chances as we go into the second quarter. Both teams, not a lot of three-point shooting to speak of so far. Ravens holding Ottawa to 6 of 14 overall from the field, so Gigi's got to tighten that up. Make the most of their second chances, make the most of their spacing on the floor, because little margin of error with Carleton, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely, and just a layup like that for the Ravens, you saw that they just rimmed out. That was pretty open. They'd like that one back. And they're swinging it around are the GGs. They get it up to Kevin Seville to Gage Sabian. Nice little hesitation move. Marlin finishes it up strong, right next to the basket. And now we've got a tie game. It was originally 20-20. It looks like there was maybe a little statistical error. Now we're 20-20. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, let's see if it's hindsight.
Beautiful, beautiful step back little Jimmy from Yassine Joseph, the 5th year out of Ottawa. Sabian at the top of the 3. They throw it cross court a couple times. Those are some dangerous passes. Seville goes behind the back. And Pepin drives right around the pick by Cord Rastami. And the nice easy layup goes, tied at 22.
Just talked about spacing. 4 GGs touched the ball there. They moved it around the perimeter. The only way to beat this Carleton defense is to keep them guessing, keep that ball moving. It might sound simple when coaches say it till they're blue in the face, but you got to keep doing it.
And right there, Yassine Joseph going right back to what's working. He's cooking from that little spot right out the elbow. Nice fadeaway jumper is good. Pepin looking to back down. Pandy. They throw it cross court. Seville, and that one's blocked. Looked like it was blocked by Connor Vreeken.
Ottawa trying to go small here, trying to keep things going quick.
Nice finish by Lloyd Pandy. Smart by Marlon Cordrastami. You don't want to take too many ticky-tack fouls early. He's got position on you. Got to be careful. Apostola with the double team. He passes it out, and I saw Seville step on the line. Got to be careful there.
That's an unforced error. You can't afford them in a game like this. Couple of changes here. We talked about former players and Taffy and coaches making the transition. I want to say I like how Mike Laffercane's made the transition from a vocal player to a vocal coach. First guy out there to cheer you or give you a kick in the butt. He's recognizing that as a coach early on. I like that from Mike Laffercane.
And that was a nice huge block from Marlon Cordrastami, just using that 6'10" frame, outstretching his arms and denying the layup from the Ravens.
He might be the tallest GG since Dax Desero, who I believe was 6'9". Like this is going back a ways, but I don't recall when they've had a guy that tall in recent memory.
And you got to use that to your advantage. Know that he can guard the paint.
Short players don't get tired. Tall players don't get short.
That is true. Sabian thought about the 3. They kick it out to Pepin. He takes it. And he drains it. That's a long 2. Foot on the line. And nice defensive stop. Calvin brings it up. They got numbers, 3 on 2. It doesn't matter. Epistola takes it himself. And what a nice
That's
little
a big one.
comeback, 30-26. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in a moment. The Capital Hoops Classic. Welcome back inside CBCSports.ca and OUA.tv. It's the second quarter of the second half of this doubleheader between the men and the women of the U Ottawa GGs and the Carleton Ravens. And looking at the score now, 27-26, another quick statistical error. They had the big board up a little bit wrong, but we finally got our right score now.
Yeah, oh, one fan really enjoying the game here. Well, he chugged the whole thing. Hey, it's Friday night.
Ah, good man.
Full
good
building,
man.
it's a fun basketball game. Here we are. Yeah, no, it's a fun night so far.
And you got the good energy in the building. Quite a packed crowd. So Ravens in their black jerseys. Muniz Tutu steps back on Calvin. And the rebound falls into the hands of Gage Sabian of the GGs in their garnet jersey, gray jerseys with garnet trim. Nice alley-oop, nice correction in the air.
Yeah.
Tutu passing it to Osborne, and probably not where he wanted that pass to go.
I was going to mock it like it wasn't a great finish, but it was a correction in the air, and it is an important 2 points. Oh, that's nice footwork. That is nice footwork.
That's beautiful from Marlon Kortrastami. He really has expanded his role as a player. Last year, didn't see too much time, a little bit kind of near the end of games in garbage time. Really become a focal point of this team on offense and on defense.
I'm guessing you spent a lot of time with Clarence Porter, longtime assistant, who's always worked with the big men. That's just my guess, but if it's true, then it doesn't surprise me. Clarence has turned out a lot of good big men here.
Calvin pulls up for three. A little off target. It's a nice save by Stojic.
Timeout coming up for the GGs.
Sabian alone in the corner. The three no good, almost the rebound offensively by Stojic.
Open because he had that extra pass.
Yassine Joseph not able to get that one to go. And the rebound into the hands of 6'10" Kordrastami. Calvin drives on 2-2. And we get a quick foul.
Couple of Ravens coming in. Aiden Warrenholtz and Biniam Gerbrekidin.
So we get a quick timeout here on the GG side. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a moment on OUA.tv and CBCSports.ca. Welcome back. 4:43 to go in this second quarter. It's a tight one. 29-28. GGs are leading, and GGs have got the inbound. Apostola. So Pepe. 14 on the shot clock, the Montreal native. Looking to work on Osborne. Jumper just a bit off target.
Smart play there by Sean Stoqua, by the way, as Tutu was getting the pass. Stoqua was right there in the hopes of taking a charge. One of those, smart plays. You got to have your head on a swivel, rather, all the time if you're a guard, especially.
Calvin driving into the defense. He gets the whistle, drives some contact from Gabrikadan.
And there's the 1,000-point man recently headed to the line. He is only one of, I don't have it in front of me, but I think one of only 5 GGs who have hit the 1,000-point club.
Well, it's a little bit more than that.
A little bit more, yeah.
A little bit more. Forget what Greg just said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One of 11. Still impressive nonetheless.
Pretty neat that Johnny Brahani Mescal, who, shameless plug, we went to the same high school, just cranking a great basketball player after basketball player, but LBP in Ottawa. Yeah, he hit it exactly 2,000. Josh Gibson-Bascom, a terrific 5-year career, followed up in 3rd place by Warren Ward, who, by the way, was one of the biggest Kobe Bryant fans there was, so taking it pretty hard recently, but a lot of talent ahead of Calvin, always to say, as he works his way up the record list.
Yeah, he's 10th on the list, got a couple of games left to go, regular season, could easily pass one more. But nice cookies from Calvin. And we get a whistle. Looks like they're going to call, I don't know if it's a jump ball or if it's a foul. Looks like we're getting a foul called. And that's another foul on Gabrikadan.
Okay, it looked. I thought there might be a foul there on. It was on him. I just got my names mixed up. It was just on the right wrist there at the last second as they were fighting for the ball. Good call by the referee.
Pepin driving. Just a bit short, looking for a call. Still calling for the ref. Now, where's the call? Does not get one. But Osborne goes the other way. And there we get a whistle. It's going to be called on Pepe. It's a lot of times when you don't like a call on one end, kind of lose focus for a moment. You got to be careful.
Exactly. Like in a game like this, you don't have time to cry over that last play and especially and make your case to the referee. And by the way, speaking of which, we talk about Carleton's discipline. You'll notice like years and years go by. Most of the time, you won't see a player complaining to the referee. It was always Dave Smart taking the heat. He'll put it on me, guys. Just go out there, suck it up, and play. And keeping your composure, to your point, it's a big reason for success for any basketball team, for sure.
Absolutely, you got to be composed, focused. And Osborne knocks down both free throws. Ties this game up at 30. 3:20 remains in this first half. GGs are looking to win their first game against the Ravens in 9 tries and their first Capital Hoop since 2016.
Remember that one. Ottawa was on fire that game from outside. Just outlasted the Ravens. That was an exciting game.
Shot clock winding down. They got to take something quick.
And here's where I wonder if that, you only see it in NBA and some levels of college, if that side shot clock, if they've just got to get a look at that side shot, which is not here, would make a difference. In the women's game, there was a similar situation where one of the Ottawa players did not see the shot clock, was racing after a rebound and just didn't notice.
And one thing, too, it all depends on kind of what side you're playing on. They're on Carleton bench's side, so they're not going to tell them when the shot clock is winding down.
No, they'll keep that to themselves, for sure.
Osborne backing down Minger. Steps back, great defense. Epistola, the strong rebound. Looking for some contact as he goes up. Thought about the three. Minger's open in the corner. And a blocking foul on Vreekin. And that will send Boris Minger to the line. The nation's top 8 women and men's university basketball teams are coming to cbcsports.ca this March for the 2020 U Sports Final 8 Championships on cbcsports.ca and the CBC Sports app.
And the GEM app as well. Are they going to put it on that?
Not sure. I think that's the app that we're.
Same one.
That was the sports app, yeah. But
so many apps.
Calvin cross court to Stoqua driving. Shot clock at 3. This time Stoqua's got to put it up, and he does. He gets it to full. 7 for Stoqua.
Stoqua very, in ways big and small, making himself a presence in this game. We talked earlier about the little plays you got to make to stay involved, especially as a guard, and he's been doing that.
Joseph guarded by Epistola. Able to work by him, but just not able to get it to go. Great finish by Marcus Anderson, just putting a finger on it and get the little bit of a putback to go. Keeps this game tied up, back to 32. About 90 seconds remaining in this first half.
Looks like a foul away from the ball there.
Yeah, it's an offensive foul called on the GGs.
Calvin Epistola is going to rest for the rest of the half. Probably a smart idea. Save getting another foul.
And that was his second foul. He got called for that. Just extending that arm as he spins. And as soon as the ref sees that arm extension.
Yeah, don't make it easy for the ref.
Yeah, don't make it easy. Exactly. Minger picking up Joseph. Working around the screen. Didn't lose his man. He was great defense on Joseph, but a strong rebound by Osborne.
Yeah, it's too bad if you're a GG's fan on that play. Great play by Minger, as you said there. He stuck with his man, went under the screen, which is a good sign of quickness and focus on the defensive end.
Seville has it. Nice cut into Charles-Antoine Gaba. Nice finish. Important buckets near the end of the half.
Taking advantage of that rare space underneath. Either of these teams are not going to give up a lot of those. Although tonight we've seen a lot more scoring than usual, but again, a play like that is not going to happen often.
Three-pointer taken by Warren Holtz. That one goes over top of the backboard. And the GGs will call a timeout. Want to talk about what's going on in this last 28 seconds. Take another quick break here on OUA.tv and cbcsports.ca. Welcome back to OUA.tv and CBCSports.ca. Chris Curry's here with Greg Gallagher, and a shout out to producer Nico. Sometimes we kid but he was on his game. We saw that Calvin Epistola headed off the court with a little bit of pain. It looked like in his shoulder or upper arm. Seemed like when he got called for that offensive foul, maybe a little bit of extension. So we'll have to monitor that as the game goes on.
Yeah, he seems all right there now, just sitting kind of sitting chilling there. You can sort of see him at the top of your TV screen there. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it and keep our enterprising reporter and producer Nico on that hot in that trail.
16 seconds to go, 5 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. See if the GGs can get a lead. Pepe, tough shot, not able to get the roll to go. 5 seconds, Ravens got to go quick. Stanley Mayambo, the jumper, the running jumper, no good. So we go into halftime, tied up at 34. Pretty good half here for the GGs.